We're at Muir Woods National Monument Park Service in California, near San Francisco.
You'll also see it, we'll go down in the valley, and there's this spot that I want to take you to. That there's this big river.
Yeah, Chris.
Gusto na pa-iihit eh.
Huh?
Gusto na pa-iihit.
Peaceful and quiet. All the tall trees. Most of this area is shaded. I think admission is $15 for adults to get in. Kids 15 and under are free. We actually did a $45 annual pass because even though we may not go here again, it's like the same cost for our admission. But love how you can see like the sunlight creeping through, but you're nice and cool in the shade. And in this view with all the trees and up ahead, it looks like there's actually one where you can go inside of it. You got other areas of coverage, and even here you've got like similar areas you can walk into.
Sophia.
But that one's behind the gate. So we can try a portion of one of these trails, Hillside Trail. It does say warning, hazardous tree area, poses instability. Right now we're right here. The trail could go all the way over here. I'm going to try to just find this other bridge and loop my way back. So we'll go ahead and walk through here a bit. You can see we're elevated compared to where we were before. The people I was with, I was just taking a picture of them on the trail below there. Since we have the baby, didn't want to take her and the stroller up this hill.
That he takes
It's funny, like up here I can hear her jabbering or babbling. My wife has relatives in the San Francisco area, so I've been, this is my third year being here. Thank you. When I say here, I mean in the San Francisco Bay Area. But the last 2 years, previous 2 years, we said, oh, we're going to go to Muir Woods, and then 2 years ago we just ran out of time. Last year, we were starting to drive here, and then we realized partway into the drive, like, oh shoot, you have to have parking reservations in order to park your vehicle here. Which the lot, when I saw it today, was pretty small. So last year we were also thinking, oh, maybe we can do an Uber or Lyft. And the thing is, you could do that going there, but there's no cell reception in Muir Woods. So once you are ready to leave, it's like, well, how do we leave then? So then that's why we didn't go last year. So it's nice to experience this now. I mean, it definitely reminds me of Cleveland Metro Parks to a degree, but obviously you have these much taller and beautiful trees and how they have everything arranged. Do have to be cautious, obviously, on an area like this. I mean, the ground is steady and stable, but especially if you're walking toward this side, but this end, you know, there's no guardrail to protect you, but it's not rocky or bumpy. There was an area earlier, or on the far right here. The ground was soft, and I put my foot there, and like similar to this, and the ground was actually going down a bit. Trying to grab occasional pictures too. Also a little bit of a creek or stream running through.
It's geared towards
Towards wilderness. Yeah.
This year's trip to California ended up being somewhat spontaneous. Because I think it was like 3 weeks ago or so when the wife's son qualified for a climbing competition. He advanced to the next round, and that competition is in Oakland, California. So then it's like, well, let's get ready to book a weekend thing to the San Francisco area again. Look at this over here on the left. How it's just like sitting there. I mean, that would be kind of worrying. Like, what if it's just slid the rest of the way down? So maybe I shouldn't stand there too long. Although I do want a picture of that. You know, always fun to see how they build some of the stuff with like a little bridge. I do commend how, like I said earlier, how stable this footing is. And by the way, I don't think I said, but today is Friday, May 30th, 2025. And the start of this video was around 1:00 p.m. Pacific time. You're supposed to book your parking reservation during a 30-minute window if you have a regular sized vehicle. So we booked it for the 1 to 1:30 p.m. time slot. So ideally you're supposed to arrive during that time slot. We arrived at 12:40. So 20 minutes early, and they still waved us in. And there's plenty of room, so to speak, for two people to walk by. But again, since I'm on this side, if I trip close to the edge, I'd rather just wait and let people go by. Absolutely beautiful, though, the whole Muir Woods Park. And of course, you get the benefit of it being, as is the case anytime, whether you're going into mountains or other areas where it's shaded. Nice and warm out, but it still feels very cool. Like today's probably the perfect temperature day to be doing something like this. So based on what I saw from that loop earlier on the map, it looked like this whole trail was about 1.7 miles, but I think that encompassed the lower portion of the trail that I was on earlier. So I'm hoping it's a somewhat shorter thing, and then if I'm walking a little faster, maybe I can meet up with the rest of the family. Because like I said, since there's no cell signal traffic here, you're kind of hard pressed to communicate with each other per se. Hey. What about something like this where you have the two trees and you just have to walk through them? I always marvel at not only the park itself, but whoever was able to design the walking paths for people and get them all stabilized. This is the only part where it's really been, if you want to call it, rocky from some roots. Now I do see a bit of a bridge down below on the right. And this path that I'm on, instead of going upward, is, well, looks like it went down a little bit, but it's still got a curve to the right, relatively flat up ahead. But I wonder after that. See what I'm talking about though, when I'm saying like this hill, because that's the path like I would be walking on, and imagine the downward nature of that.
I just kept kicking at it, and this fat woman that has the dog, just, like nothing happened. Took her time getting there. And didn't say anything.
That's another thing too. You don't want to be having like a phone or your camera and then all of a sudden you lose it out of your hand. Because once it goes down that hill, you're not going to retrieve it. So I think once we get to the edge here, we're going to be able to curve around. Oh, look at this tree over here. These multiple trees that are overhanging the path. You can see here this has been here a while, obviously. People have carved their names or initials and whatnot. This one, it looks like more like animal scratching. I mean, there is some names carved into it. I wonder if that's the type of thing when it means tree instability along the route, because I assume that's where it used to be and it came crashing down here, and it's like, you know what? Instead of chopping this thing up, let's make this a natural part of the trail. I said the date and time earlier and I noted that it felt nice, but I didn't refresh the temperature since about an hour ago. Like in the upper northern San Francisco Bay Area, it was about 81 degrees with the highs expected to get possibly up to 90 later. But when you get towards San Francisco, that usually gets a bit cooler. So I wouldn't quite say it's that hot here when the sun is out.
Careful kid.
It might be more in the mid 70s if I had to guess. It says the hillside trail is above Cathedral Grove, the park's quiet refuge. So keep it down. Alright, so where this signage is up ahead probably will be like what we saw on the map earlier. If you want to go to the left, that's where you can keep going a bit further. But if I go to the right, I assume that would join me up to where I was at the start of the trail, but just further on down. Probably should have took a picture of that thing earlier to be sure though. But we're gonna go ahead and go this way.
Cheese witch.
Cheese witch. So
Earlier it said like a picture of a bridge, so I'm assuming that's the bridge. So then here's the question, like I posed earlier, did my party already come by here? Are they still back that way? Or did they keep on going this way? And yes, I was right. They have another map here. So this is where we were earlier. I think it was Bridge 3 that I went on. Well, maybe Bridge 2. And then I took the trail here. And now I'm back down here. Just walking around more of that lower level now. You see the nice greenery that encompasses this side. And there's a lot more, if you checked out that map earlier, a lot more trails that weave in and out to various different places. I just wanted to at least demonstrate like the general picture, okay, at the beginning, what is Muir Woods, and then try out one of those trails for a small snippet. And hopefully that'll encourage you guys, if you're able to at some point, come visit Muir Woods on your own. Because like I said, you know, very peaceful, affordable, and it's not too hectic to make the reservations. You know, I think I finalized it 5 days to a week in advance. It's more of just the fact that parking is a bit limited, but there are a lot of time slots throughout the day. I'm taking a gamble by walking back, even though, like, theoretically you would think like, oh, maybe you would meet up at the same pace. With a baby, I know oftentimes it's not easy to just like continue the walk the whole way. So I'm thinking they may have walked part way and then been like, let's turn around and stop, or go back toward the beginning of the park. We'll see. Well, they didn't necessarily come back, but they just didn't get here because I can see up ahead they're coming this way. Sophia, how did you enjoy Muir Woods?
I loved it.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.